Hey friends, what's up? Oh my gosh, look at you! You look amazing. I'm trying. I'm just trying to keep up. That's all I'm trying to do. I'm trying to keep up with you. How y'all doing? Oh my god, I missed y'all. I missed y'all so much. I won't ever stay away again this long. I promise. What's going on? Hold on, y'all. First of all, let me adjust this light. And I know I'm supposed to be like real professional and edit out when I take a pause to readjust my light, but whatever I just told y'all, that's what I did. So, hey, how y'all doing? Me, I am staying hydrated. It's October. It's October, y'all. This little boy came in the office yesterday, October 1st. He came in the office and he said, "Happy Shocktober." And I said, "Ooh, I like that. Shocktober." You ready to shock some people? I am. I am, because I've been in my little hole digging. And it's exciting to just resurface and say, "Hey, look what I found." And so, I found a few things. I'm still looking for others, but that's life. We have so much catching up to do. Okay, first of all, I owe you an explanation. Oh my gosh, to my subscribers, thank y'all. I love y'all, and I appreciate you for being patient with me. I appreciate you for not giving up on me and hitting that unsubscribe button because she's not coming out with any new content. You love me for me. Thank you. And I love you too. And that's why I'm here. Because it just makes no sense at this point. Like, you take the time you need, and then when you do that, it's like, okay, what else? I've literally been waking up between 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning, every morning, for weeks. So this morning, poured myself some water, made myself some tea. Excuse me, I gotta, excuse me. I made myself some tea, which is steeping right now. Oregano tea, by the way, because you have to continue to detox, especially when it cools down and gets really germy. I work in a school, so I'm extra precautious, but whatever. So I'm steeping my tea, and finally I was like, man, look, go record, go talk to your people. You miss them, just go do it. It's quiet. Go. And so here I am. I'm in here, and I'm going. I know I'm not looking my best this middle of the night morning. I've got red eyes, been a little itchy for the past couple of days, and it really happens when I'm stressed. So, and that's been kind of like the theme of the latter of July, August, and September is like lots and lots of self-work, lots and lots of me things, and I needed it. I deserved it. And it's balanced a lot of my energies out in an amazing way. So I did miss y'all. But I do have to be the best me to get the best messages to you. So my sabbatical was for both of our benefit. And it's because I love you. And that's because I love me. So here I am. But yeah, I feel like I took that time, and while there are still other things that I am working on and building on. That's a lot of just me stuff, self-care stuff. I'm more in a place now where I'm like, okay, how do I make this a regimen and keep it up with my daily life? Not just withdraw from everyone and everything in order to focus on me. Can me be the focus every day? It better be, because I care for people. I care. I care hard too, because that's just who I am. That's the type of nurturer that I am. First and foremost, of course, I care for my kids, my family, and then, excuse me, my day job kind of requires care for people and for maintenance and for, a certain flow in an environment. Care goes into the roles that I take. And the people that I create, care. Care goes into the work that I do with my clients, whether it's hair or advising or mixing up essential oils to make people feel good or grow, or if it's a smoothie that I'm mixing, or anything. That's kind of what my life is about, care. So self-care has to be a part of my daily routine. I would go on a limb and say you should have one too. Even though you're not me, caring for you is so important. And we live in a society that just, gosh, there's so many distractions. There's so many reasons to look away, right? Even right now, you're looking at me while you do what? Is this your self-care time? I hope so. I would love to share that time and space with you. But anyway, it's been a minute, y'all. Okay, so what's going on with me? Well, I'm preparing for a role. It's a comedic role. I'm so excited about this script, y'all. It's a series, and I can't get into too many details. Can't give away too many spoilers. But I'll just say that I'm really, 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 really going to enjoy playing this person. And let me just say, I'm about to come through a high point on them, and they ain't even ready. So I'm filming that this weekend in Charlotte, North Carolina. So I've been prepping for that, working on my lines and, really thinking about who this woman is that I'm portraying and why she is the way she is, why she talks the way she talks. And What's Your Chocolate is still in production, season 3. We have some more shoots to do. So all of my friends, and if you're not already subscribed to the channel for What's Your Chocolate on YouTube, go ahead over there, hit that subscribe button. If you've never watched an episode ever, just go ahead and go on back to the pilot, episode 1. I'm in there. I look a little different. I started shooting What's Your Chocolate like a few years ago, and it was back when I had all that hair. All of that hair. So, What's Your Chocolate it's a web series that's very dear to me because it's kind of chronicled my change over the years, and especially my growth. But the dope thing about it is it's not just my growth, but it's the growth of our entire team, as creators and producers, writers, directors, actors. It's an incredible journey. And while I, turned down a lot of stuff because, there's this caliber that you have to continue to raise yourself to as a performer. And, knowing your worth has a lot to do with saying no. Um, What's Your Chocolate is always going to get a yes from me, because I know that every time we come together, baby, we just get better. So make sure you subscribe and watch. You'll get some laughs. You'll have a good time watching this show. That's one thing that I love about the creator, Tim McCollum. He's just a good guy, and the essence of a person comes through when they write. It does, and it's a good show. It's a good show. So that's What's Your Chocolate. Check it out. And what else I got going on? Oh my gosh. Let's be real, y'all. My name is Constance Ray Reynolds, and I always have a lot going on. It's real. I just do. It's a part of who I am. I'm a master multitasker, and I'm always, always, always getting things going. But I got so distant and so quiet. Someone actually, well, a couple people actually asked me in person, like, hey, what's going on with the channel? Consciously Constance. I haven't seen you on YouTube in a while. And I thought, like, man, y'all actually looking for me? Like, y'all think about me like that? Like, you actually watch when I put stuff up? It really touched me to see that people are actually, like, waiting and watching and, like, keeping up with me and wondering where she been. So, I always have a lot going on. And during my last couple of months of self-care and reflection, I've actually been very diligently reviewing my tapes and what I've been doing and kind of critiquing myself. And one thing I realized was I've been going really hard on chronicling my acting journey, which was one of my goals. But Consciously Constance is about, being aware in all aspects of life. And acting is a part of me. Acting is a part of my career life force. And it is something that I've dedicated myself to. And it's a marathon, not a sprint. And acting is always going to be there. When you know what you're good at, you just keep it in your life. And so that's what acting is to me. But there's a lot more to Constance, that I maintain and that I love, and it's time to share some more stuff with y'all. I'll tell y'all, for real, I've been going through it mentally and emotionally, and I'm really pouring out the tender part of myself right now, because my beautiful twin girls, Tallulah and Lucinda, started pre-K. Oh my God. Yes, I released them to the world in the system. And the NC pre-K classroom, I did that. Like, I'm very proud of me for doing that. I hold on to my children so tight. From the time that I gave birth to them, I decided that I was going to homeschool them, and they would always be with me, and they're just mine. I squeeze them so tight, and they cling to me as a result. So, it's really been a shift that's had to take place with me letting them, releasing them into the world of early childhood education. And it's also, put me in a position to really reevaluate this motherhood thing, right? Because we're in a new phase. They're definitely not dependent on me in the ways that I'm used to them being dependent on me. And there's also, another influence in their life right now, and that's this whole institution that they're a part of too, actually, because now they go to aftercare too. It's a lot, y'all. It's a lot. And I just signed them up for dance. They're about to get started taking creative movement. It's just like an introduction for preschoolers to ballet and tap. And so they'll be in dance class every week. They got pre-K, they got aftercare. They have real life schedules, right? And Mama got real life schedules too. And I had to, like, really think about my situation here and what now looks like in comparison to then, in comparison to where we're going, right? Because I ain't gonna stop growing. I've tried it, prayed about it, I done spells, I just laid hands on them. Nothing stops this growing thing. So they gotta keep growing. So I have to be conscious of the changes. And also of the things that are just gonna stay the same. The things that really define who I am as a mother. And so, I did share in my first episode with you all that I would share my journey with you as a single mom, because it's a part of my life and it really matters to me. And if you pay attention to the statistics at all, there are a lot of us in America. I mean, black, white, yellow, red, Asian, brown. Everybody is affected by this phenomenon that's happening here in the States. And there are a lot of us who, moms who are just doing it. And honey, we do it, okay? Do it well. And my mother passed away when I was a freshman in college. So some of my years as a mom myself have been, still kind of mourning her because, of course I miss having her, and one can only imagine what would be said or, the advice one would be getting from her on this whole motherhood thing. But, just with the recent passing of, her sister and her mother, and just this year I've been doing a lot of reflecting, and I have a lot of my mom. I have a lot of my mom in me, and I have a lot of my mom in my memory, and a lot of my mom is that blueprint of momming them. It's not the same, my path and hers, my style and hers, they're not the same, but they're definitely more remnants of her. Enough for me to be happy and joyful and grateful than to be sad about not having her here in the physical, So today is the day that I start sharing some single mama tips, right? Excuse me, for those single moms out there, if this is your first kid, if you have 3 kids, if you can't tell up from down, don't do that. Don't act like you don't have those moments. You do. These are just some little tips, some little things that I've learned along the way and that keep me balanced. Keep me balanced in a time that's different from when my mama was raising her kids, right? The tip for today is stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. Stay focused. You beautiful mama, you. Stay focused. Focused on the life that you gave. Zoned in, tuned in, turned on, tapped in. Focused. Focused on your kids. When I was writing down my notes last night, thinking about what I might talk about for my tip, I just looked at those words, stay focused on that paper, and I was like, wow, it's funny that we live in a time when that's what you have to tell a mama. Because we used to live in a society where that was a mama's only job. Focus on those kids, you know. This is what your eyes are for, your arms are for, your hands and feet are for, your mind, your heart, is for them. Well, in 2018, my heart and my mind and my hands and my feet, I have to share that with a lot of different things, and not just my kids. But, you know, and that's where we come back to being conscious and aware. Always know that you have a choice. You have a choice on what you're giving your attention to and your time to and your energy to. You always have a choice. There's something about habits. After so much time, our brain kind of makes it a requirement when it probably isn't for real. It probably isn't for real. So, stay focused. My mom and dad split up probably, maybe I was like 11, 12. And so, I mean, I was pretty aware of the changes as they occurred. And that time that I spent observing my mom as a preteen and a teenager, I could sum up my mom's life in 2 words. 2 priorities. Her kids and her money. Her kids and her money. If my mama wasn't at work, my mama was at home. I mean, and then there were other things, you know. There was the rest of our family. There was church. There was things that she did for the community. And then, on occasion, I have a couple of memories that I can recall of her being, you know, social. All my life, I remember my mama my single mama, having 2 friends who were men. It just wasn't a part of her life during that part of my life. It wasn't part of her regimen, her daily routine. Self-care was. But we'll get into that. And as I sat and I pondered on that, I thought about that, and I thought, man, that's a commitment. That's dedication. That is focus. That's what it is. So, I'm not accusing you of not being focused when I say stay focused. I'm just really dissecting what it means to be focused as a single mom, because of course, you know, we gotta go to work, right? Yeah, got to. But then there's 16 other hours in the day, right? How many of those hours are all about our kids? I think that's the difference, you know? Because there's so many distractions, y'all. And with the rise of social media and our dependence on technology, we care so much about things that aren't really necessary to raise our kids. Yeah, I said it. For example, let me give you an example. Okay, social media. Um, we're in a very visual stage in time and place, space right now. Image. The image we project onto everyone else and into the internet, it matters so much that we spend real time, real life, here now time, preparing for the image we put out. Then we spend so much time reviewing, reflecting, critiquing, checking likes, checking comments, going back, seeing who saw the image that we put out. Then we go and we look at other images of other people doing whatever it is they do. And then we're thinking about maintaining the image that we project. In reality, I mean, nothing at all of what I just described has anything to do with focusing on your kids. How many times have you been mamas? And I say it because I'm guilty of it too. How many times have you been in your phone and your kid called your name like 3 times? That's happened to me. It has. So, number one rule of the game is stay focused. I'm an easily distracted person. I already told you that. So, it's like major. I'm sharing you major secrets that I abide by. And you know, self-care has to be a part of what you're doing on a daily basis, because that gives you mental clarity, gives you emotional clarity, and gives you spiritual clarity, so that you can better serve your purpose as a mother and nurture your kids. I can't be the best mom if I'm not my best me, you know? I saw a meme the other day on social media, I don't know, but it said, be mindful of how you speak to your kids, because your voice becomes their inner voice. And I don't know about y'all, but I would love for my kids' inner voice to be a calm one, you know, to be a conscious one, to be one that is aware of actions and reactions, you know, one that's mindful, yeah, and just balanced. So I'm very much about my kids and very much about my money. But I've also been about other things. I've been about finding love. And you know, I've kind of had to eliminate that from the things to focus on. And when I say, I mean like all together. Because there's really nothing that compares to the love that I share with my children. And the twins going to pre-K really reminded me that they're just going to grow more. One day they'll be big enough where they don't want to sleep in the same bed with me. Ain't no cuddle, and I don't want to miss it, you know? I don't want to miss it. I'm blessed to have it. Romantic love. It ain't worth it unless it's right. And it ain't gonna be right if it ain't at the right time. And so, as a force of nature that I am and that you are, we have the ability to take our will and make things happen. We do. We're powerful like that. And so, being focused to me actually turned into, what am I aiming my will at and making happen? And I don't really have room for, making a relationship happen with a whole nother person. That's why I have 2 kids. They're the same age. And there's a lot of care that goes into a relationship. There's a lot of accountability. There's a lot of safety that has to exist between you and another person. There's nurturing that goes into that. There's putting someone before you that goes into that. And I finally had to step back and say, in order for me to really swing this thing, that means I gotta take away from my mama thing. And hell no. Yeah, no. So we knew the sacrifice. I don't know about y'all. I knew the sacrifice when you make the decision to have kids. And it requires discipline because you might want to do other things. You might want to indulge in other things. There might be vices, or you might have had certain extracurricular activities that you enjoyed doing before you became a parent. And you'll get your holiday, right? You'll get you a holiday. Don't worry. Don't worry about that. You'll get some time. And then, honey, you'll realize when you get that time, you're still thinking about your kids. So you get your time. But just think of how rich your kids can be. And I'm not talking about money. But rich your kids can be by having a mother who gave willingly and joyfully her undivided attention to her kids. That's in 2018, that is wealth. Attention from a human being. It's not as easy to come by as it used to. I'm just saying. So motherhood is a ministry, and gotta focus. You gotta focus on your mission, okay? And I've been doing it too. And mothers, we're multitaskers. That's just what we do. So, you gotta keep this afloat too. You gotta keep that job. You gotta keep the hustle going for your babies. And you gotta maintain that schedule. And you gotta keep up your self-care. And you gotta read to your kids. And you gotta tell them they're smart and beautiful and amazing every day. You gotta look in the mirror and you gotta say that to yourself too every day. I love you. Thank you so much. So much. And if you're not a mom and you made it all the way through to the end, thank you so much. I know you know a mom. And just, send her my link. Tell her that you know a woman on the internet named Constance Ray. And she says she loves you. And she says she's rooting for you. She's in your corner. And she says, Shawty, you better stay focused. So thank you again for joining me for another episode of Consciously Constance. I will be back with another single mama tip. And I'll also be back with some other things. I have to tell you all about this vegan again journey of mine. I already took 35 minutes of your time, so we won't do that today. But I love you guys so much. And I appreciate you so much. Thank you for liking, subscribing to my channel, sharing my videos, telling your friends. Thank you for your thoughts, your prayers, the good vibes. I feel them and I felt them, and I I can't tell you how much it means to me. So I hope you have a wonderful October. Although you'll hear from me again this month, don't worry about that. I hope you have a great week, and stay conscious.